In the not-so-distant future, Earth has reached a stage of peace and cooperation among its nations, driven by a shared interest in technological advancement and space exploration. While humanity has yet to make first contact with alien species, scientific advancements and exploration projects have placed Earth on the galactic map, unbeknownst to its citizens. Our protagonist, Kalen, is an average yet resourceful individual who works as a research assistant at a space observatory on the edge of a sprawling desert. Although he doesn't hold a high rank, Kalen's curiosity and sharp mind lead him to small, but promising discoveries in Earth's search for intelligent life. He's a dreamer, deeply fascinated by the mysteries of the universe, hoping that someday, humanity will find its place among the stars. One night, while analyzing data from a deep space communication array, Kalen intercepts an unusual transmission. At first, he assumes it's a mistake or a rare instance of cosmic interference. However, when he investigates further, he realizes the transmission is not just an accidental signal, it's an encrypted message. His heart races as he decodes fragments of it, only to discover it's in a language Earth's researchers have never seen before. Fascinated and somewhat fearful, Kalen works tirelessly through the night to interpret it, gradually piecing together the message's chilling contents. The decoded transmission reveals a discussion between alien factions. As he reads further, Kalen's stomach knots in dread. They're discussing Earth and humans. The tone of the message is one of concern, even disdain, and repeatedly mentions the Galactic Council deliberating the containment of Earth. Through fragmentary translations, he gathers that Earth's growing technological progress has not gone unnoticed, and the Galactic Council fears humanity's potential for expansion, adaptability, and resilience. Their decision: to control Earth's future development by bringing humanity under the Council's authority, or face annihilation. Stunned and reeling from this revelation, Kalen sits in silence. The words replay in his mind: containment and subjugation. In a flash, he realizes that Earth may be heading toward a cataclysmic confrontation it's not prepared for. He's alone in the observatory, enveloped by the vast desert and the starry expanse overhead, and yet, he feels the weight of the universe pressing down on him. His mind races as he considers the implications of this discovery. He can't possibly keep this to himself. The next morning, Kalen contacts his superior, Dr. Emery, a seasoned scientist with a reputation for being cautious and analytical. When Kalen tries to explain the message, however, Dr. Emery dismisses it, chalking it up to an overactive imagination and natural cosmic anomalies. Frustrated but undeterred, Kalen attempts to reach other officials within the observatory, only to be met with similar skepticism. Determined, Kalen decides to reach out to an old friend, Lyra, who once worked with him at the observatory but now operates in a more clandestine sector of intelligence. Unlike the others, Lyra believes him immediately. Together, they revisit the intercepted message, and Lyra, who has some experience with decryption, helps him uncover further details about the Galactic Council. The Council, as they decipher, is an ancient, highly advanced alliance of alien species who dominate various planets, carefully regulating any societies that might pose a future threat. Earth, it seems, has become a subject of concern. As Lyra and Kalen delve deeper into their findings, they encounter references to alien species specialized in reconnaissance and warfare. Descriptions of these species and their powers, intimidating physical forms, weaponry, psychic abilities, leave Kalen with an unsettling realization: Earth, as he knows it, is outmatched by beings who have millennia of experience. Lyra, sensing his apprehension, assures him that humanity has always managed to survive and adapt, even against overwhelming odds. Her words strengthen his resolve, and together they hatch a plan to gather as much information as possible, hoping to find a way to protect Earth from this looming threat. As the days pass, Kalen's obsession with the discovery grows. He begins noticing strange figures around the observatory, hooded individuals who seem out of place, odd mechanical sounds at night, and subtle, coded messages left on his desk. At first, he thinks it's his paranoia, but then he and Lyra realize they're being watched. They've attracted the attention of some unknown force, likely connected to the Council's plans. The weight of Kalen's mission begins to sink in. His curiosity, once his guiding light, now feels like a burden. Yet, despite the fear and the creeping dread of a conflict Earth is unprepared for, Kalen is determined to reveal the Council's intentions to humanity. He realizes that his purpose has shifted from merely understanding the cosmos to protecting his people. The last scene of this section shows Kalen gazing up at the night sky with newfound resolve, knowing he's caught the attention of a powerful enemy but undeterred by the challenges ahead. He's made his decision. If Earth's future is in jeopardy, he will do whatever it takes to alert and defend humanity. The journey to confront the Galactic Council has begun, and with Lyra by his side, he's prepared to face whatever comes next. After Kalen and Lyra uncover the Galactic Council's plans, they work tirelessly to gather evidence. But they know time is running out, the Council's forces could arrive at any moment, and Earth's defenses are dangerously unprepared. Their task feels impossible, two people racing to prepare humanity for a threat that no one even believes exists. As Kalen's obsession with exposing the Council grows, he and Lyra receive word from a mutual contact that a strange alien craft has been detected just outside Earth's atmosphere. The report states that the craft has no known origin and appears to be surveying Earth. Kalen realizes this is likely a reconnaissance mission from the Council, sent to assess humanity up close before they deploy full force. The reality of the situation hits hard, the Council has already started moving. Kalen and Lyra know they have to confront the threat directly. With help from Lyra's contacts, they manage to get access to a covert operations team that has been monitoring extraterrestrial signals in secret. After some convincing, they secure a small but advanced shuttle equipped with limited weaponry and set off to intercept the craft before it can report back to the Council. As they approach the alien vessel, a creeping sense of dread fills the cabin. The craft is sleek, with an eerie, iridescent glow that pulses rhythmically as though it's alive. Inside the human shuttle, Kalen grips the controls tightly, trying to keep calm as they draw closer. Lyra, ever composed, scans the vessel for any visible signs of weakness. But before they can analyze further, a transmission from the alien craft crackles through their speakers. An icy, measured voice in a language barely comprehensible speaks, and Lyra works quickly to translate its main points: humans. Surrender your vessel. You are not authorized to engage with Council property. Compliance will ensure your safety. Ignoring the threat, Kalen responds with a demand for the aliens to leave Earth. He knows his defiance may provoke them, but he can't let them think humans will be easy to control. Silence follows, then an abrupt shift in the alien craft's behavior, the shimmering lights dim, and the craft emits a low, ominous hum. Lyra realizes too late what's happening, it's powering up for an attack. Kalen yells for Lyra to brace herself as a sudden energy pulse rocks their shuttle, sending them tumbling through space. Sparks fly, and warning lights flash red. Their shields hold, but just barely. As the alien craft charges another pulse, Kalen takes a risk, steering the shuttle into a quick evasive maneuver. He narrowly dodges the blast, but he knows they won't last much longer in a head-on battle. He turns to Lyra, and they exchange a look. If they're going to survive, they'll need to think outside the box. Kalen remembers an old maneuver he'd read about, something usually reserved for close combat situations. He suggests they do something drastic, position the shuttle dangerously close to the alien craft, practically hugging its exterior, where the larger vessel's targeting systems would be ineffective. Lyra hesitates, one wrong move, and they'll collide, ending the mission. But they don't have many options, and she trusts Kalen's instincts. Using precise navigation, Kalen maneuvers their shuttle into position just beneath the alien craft, staying close enough to evade its attacks. It's a perilous dance as they match its movements, weaving in sync with the craft. Inside the shuttle, Kalen feels the sweat on his palms, his pulse racing. Lyra monitors the power levels and discovers they can overload a specific section of the alien vessel's hull if they channel all of their remaining energy reserves into a single, focused blast. With a silent nod, Kalen and Lyra initiate the attack. The shuttle hums and vibrates, straining under the energy load as Kalen takes aim. They release the blast, striking the alien craft at point-blank range. For a moment, there's nothing but silence, then a deafening crack as the alien vessel's hull fractures. The damage is severe, and they watch as the craft's control falters, spiraling out of formation. Their victory, however, is short-lived. As the alien vessel limps away, Kalen realizes this was merely a reconnaissance mission, a test of Earth's resistance. The Council will know of their defiance soon enough. The encounter has bought them time, but the real threat still looms. As they return to Earth, Kalen and Lyra are shaken but more determined than ever. The Council underestimated humanity's resolve, but Kalen knows that defiance alone won't be enough. They need allies, and they need them fast. Earth has its limits, and without additional support, it won't stand a chance against the full might of the Council. They begin reaching out to underground networks across the globe, rallying anyone willing to prepare for the impending invasion. Rumors spread among the human resistance, and Kalen's actions quickly become legendary among these factions. Although most civilians are unaware of the threat, whispers of a galactic battle circulate among those who have long suspected the existence of extraterrestrial forces. During this time, Kalen's relationship with Lyra deepens as they work together under intense pressure, relying on each other's strengths and sharing moments of vulnerability amidst the chaos. Lyra becomes Kalen's confidant, and their bond grows, marked by shared purpose and mutual respect. Kalen, once an ordinary researcher, now finds himself leading a movement, an unlikely symbol of resistance against an intergalactic power. The alien reconnaissance mission was only the beginning. Kalen knows the Council will send stronger forces next time, and he starts preparing Earth's defenses with renewed focus. The situation is becoming more complex, and Kalen feels the weight of every decision he makes, understanding that the stakes are no longer just about survival but about preserving humanity's freedom and identity in the face of a tyrannical force. As they gather resources and build a coalition of allies, Kalen and Lyra are faced with new challenges. People from various factions and backgrounds bring their own ideas and tactics, some more extreme than others, creating internal tensions within the resistance. Kalen struggles to maintain unity while balancing the need for urgent action. He knows he must keep the resistance strong if they are to stand a chance, but he's also aware that not everyone trusts his leadership. In these moments of doubt, Lyra's presence is his anchor. She helps him navigate the complex dynamics of their makeshift alliance, reminding him that every decision is a step toward humanity's survival. Together, they devise plans, strategize, and build Earth's first line of defense, transforming their fear into a resolve that binds them and their growing network of allies. As the section concludes, Kalen and Lyra receive a chilling transmission from the Galactic Council, a warning, stark and direct. The message confirms their fears: Earth's defiance has been noted, and a fleet is on its way. The message ends with a declaration that echoes in Kalen's mind long after the transmission cuts off: humanity's resistance will be crushed. Prepare for assimilation. Kalen stares at the screen, determination etched on his face. He's no longer the hesitant researcher who stumbled upon an alien threat, he's a leader ready to defend his people at all costs. And while fear grips his heart, he knows they have no choice but to fight. He glances at Lyra, who gives him a resolute nod. They have to hold the line, not just for themselves but for the future of humanity. The countdown to confrontation has begun. The warning from the Galactic Council ignites a renewed urgency within Kalen and Lyra. With little time left, they work around the clock to fortify Earth's defenses and rally as many allies as possible. Kalen has a growing network of supporters, but he knows that they'll need more than just the small resistance factions on Earth. They'll need intergalactic support, other civilizations willing to risk their safety by joining the fight against the Galactic Council. Kalen and Lyra manage to establish a secure communications link with a hidden underground alliance known as the Eldrith Confederation, a clandestine network of alien species that oppose the Council's dominance. The Eldrith Confederation, aware of the Council's oppressive tactics, has long operated in the shadows, providing resources and shelter to planets under threat. However, they rarely risk direct confrontation with the Council, fearing brutal retaliation. Kalen makes a desperate plea to the Confederation, highlighting the Council's planned assault on Earth and the potential devastation that will follow if humanity is left defenseless. The Confederation's leaders, an assembly of alien representatives who have each suffered at the Council's hands, listen to Kalen's appeal. They deliberate in hushed voices, weighing the risks of helping Earth against the potential backlash they'd face. After a tense silence, the leader of the Eldrith Confederation, a stoic alien named TVYN, finally agrees to assist, but only if Kalen can prove that humanity is truly prepared to fight. Kalen, undeterred, invites TVYN to observe Earth's readiness and witness firsthand the courage and resilience of humanity. TVYN and a small delegation agree to visit, arriving on Earth's lunar outpost within days. The delegation's arrival stirs both excitement and anxiety among the resistance fighters. TVYN's presence on the lunar base is intimidating. He exudes an air of quiet authority, his gaze sharp and appraising. Kalen knows this is his moment to prove humanity's worth. He gives the delegation a tour of the base, showing them the weapons Earth has managed to assemble and the training exercises underway. But he also emphasizes the heart of humanity's strength, its adaptability and unbreakable spirit. During a tense meeting, TVYN tests Kalen's commitment with a series of probing questions, questioning humanity's motivations, resilience, and even their understanding of the enemy they're up against. Kalen answers with conviction, sharing stories of Earth's past struggles and the inherent drive that has helped humanity survive against the odds for millennia. TVYN is skeptical but intrigued, sensing a potential ally in Kalen that he hadn't anticipated. As the inspection concludes, TVYN delivers his verdict. The Confederation will lend its support, providing Earth with limited but advanced weaponry and tactical information on the Council's fleet. However, TVYN warns that this alliance is conditional. If Earth falters, the Confederation will withdraw. Kalen understands the gravity of this agreement and accepts it, promising that Earth will stand strong. Armed with new resources, Kalen returns to Earth's base with renewed vigor. Alongside Lyra, he begins coordinating joint training exercises between humans and the Eldrith soldiers, blending their tactical knowledge and combat styles. These sessions reveal the stark differences between the species but also highlight a surprising synergy. Humans, quick to adapt and highly resilient, learn from their alien counterparts, adopting unfamiliar techniques and enhancing their own combat strategies. The Eldrith soldiers, initially wary of humanity's unorthodox methods, find themselves respecting the humans' determination and ingenuity. Yet, not all members of the resistance welcome the alliance. Some humans, mistrustful of aliens, voice their concerns, fearing the Confederation might betray them. Tensions rise within the ranks, threatening to divide the resistance just when unity is most critical. Kalen steps in to address these doubts, sharing his own journey from skepticism to conviction and emphasizing the shared goal of freedom from oppression. Through his leadership, he manages to restore a sense of unity, but he knows that underlying tensions remain. The Resistance's preparations intensify as the Council's fleet draws nearer. Kalen and Lyra work day and night, coordinating defense strategies, analyzing tactical data from the Eldrith, and mapping out every possible contingency. The lunar base is transformed into a fortress, its defenses bolstered by advanced energy shields and weaponry from the Confederation. Earth's orbital defenses are strengthened as well, with satellites and automated turrets lining its atmosphere, ready to intercept the first wave of Council forces. Then, the day arrives. The Council's fleet is spotted on the fringes of the solar system, a dark cloud of ships that blots out the stars as it advances toward Earth. The sight is terrifying, yet Kalen feels a strange calm. He's prepared for this moment, knowing that every plan, every alliance, and every sacrifice has led to this confrontation. Lyra stands by his side, her presence a grounding force as they ready themselves for the fight. The Council's ships begin their assault with a barrage of energy blasts aimed at Earth's orbital defenses. Explosions light up the sky as human and alien forces retaliate, sending waves of firepower back toward the incoming fleet. The battle is intense, with losses on both sides. Kalen directs the Resistance's forces from the command center, making rapid decisions as he watches his carefully laid plans unfold in real time. Despite the brutal onslaught, the Resistance holds its ground, using the Eldrith's tactical advice to outmaneuver the Council's formations. Kalen watches with a mixture of pride and sorrow as brave soldiers, both human and Eldrith, sacrifice themselves to protect Earth. The battle's intensity mounts as the Council's flagship, a massive, imposing vessel, breaks through Earth's defensive line, heading directly for the lunar base. Realizing the Council's intention to target the command center, Kalen knows they're facing their most dangerous opponent yet. He orders a counterattack, mobilizing every available fighter to intercept the flagship. But the Council's forces are relentless, shrugging off the initial assault and continuing their march toward the lunar base. Desperate to halt their advance, Kalen decides to take a risky approach. He and a small team, including Lyra, will board the Council's flagship in a last-ditch effort to disrupt its command structure. The boarding party launches in a stealth shuttle, slipping past the Council's defenses amidst the chaos. As they breach the flagship's hull, they find themselves in an alien environment, dimly lit corridors, walls covered in foreign symbols, and an unsettling silence that pervades the ship. Armed with nothing but their wits and a limited arsenal, they press forward, encountering resistance from Council guards at every turn. The team moves swiftly but cautiously, relying on Lyra's knowledge of alien technology to navigate the ship. Tensions run high as they approach the control room, each step a reminder of the stakes. They're heavily outnumbered, but they push onward, knowing that failure is not an option. Along the way, Kalen encounters the Council's elite soldiers, imposing, well-trained warriors who are relentless in their pursuit. The battles are fierce, with Kalen and Lyra narrowly avoiding death multiple times. Finally, they reach the control room, only to find themselves face-to-face with the Council's supreme commander, a formidable alien with an air of cold arrogance. The commander sneers at Kalen, dismissing humanity as a mere nuisance in the Council's grand design. The encounter turns into a standoff, with Kalen demanding that the commander withdraw from Earth. But the Supreme Commander laughs, taunting Kalen with the inevitable destruction of his people. Kalen's response is swift and defiant. He signals his team to initiate a calculated detonation sequence they've planned for this very moment, a way to disable the flagship's primary systems. The explosion rocks the control room, disorienting the commander and giving Kalen and his team a chance to escape. They race through the ship's corridors, evading guards as alarms blare around them. Kalen's heart pounds as they sprint toward their shuttle, the entire vessel shaking from the damage they've inflicted. As they escape, the flagship begins to lose control, its trajectory veering off course. Kalen watches from a distance as the massive vessel tumbles through space, disabled and retreating. The Council's fleet, disoriented by the loss of their flagship, falters in its assault. Kalen seizes the opportunity, ordering a full counterattack to drive the remaining Council forces away from Earth. The Resistance's final push is fierce and unyielding, a display of unity and determination that overwhelms the Council's forces. One by one, the alien ships retreat, unable to withstand the combined might of humanity and their newfound allies. The skies clear as the Council's fleet withdraws, leaving Earth battered but victorious. Kalen and Lyra return to the lunar base, exhausted but triumphant. They're greeted by cheers from the Resistance fighters, the atmosphere charged with relief and pride. TVYN, the leader of the Eldrith Confederation, acknowledges Kalen's bravery, admitting that he hadn't expected humanity to withstand the Council's assault. TVYN expresses a newfound respect for humans and a commitment to strengthening their alliance in the future. As Kalen reflects on the battle, he feels the weight of those they lost, but he also understands the significance of their victory. Earth has proven itself resilient and resourceful, a force to be reckoned with in the galaxy. The battle's echoes still resonate as Kalen surveys the scene around him. The Council's retreat is a hard-won victory, yet Earth's defenses lie battered, and the human resistance faces a pressing reality: the Galactic Council will likely return, angrier and more determined than before. Kalen knows they need to solidify their defenses and prepare for a future that now includes alliances and rivalries on a galactic scale. Days after the battle, Kalen stands at the heart of the Resistance's base, addressing a gathering of soldiers, leaders from Earth's newly united nations, and delegates from the Eldrith Confederation. TVYN, who once doubted humanity's ability, stands alongside him, a symbol of the unexpected alliance between Earth and the Confederation. Kalen delivers a speech of unity and hope, honoring those who sacrificed their lives and urging everyone to remain vigilant and steadfast. The words bring a momentary calm to the crowd, an acknowledgement of all they have endured. As they rebuild, Kalen and his allies develop a comprehensive defense plan, using the knowledge they gained during the first battle and the advanced technology shared by the Eldrith. Together, they forge new weapons, create impenetrable energy barriers, and station surveillance outposts throughout the solar system. This task demands nearly all their resources, and morale fluctuates as humanity comes to grips with its new reality. Earth is no longer a mere isolated world but part of an ongoing galactic conflict. Meanwhile, Kalen and Lyra deepen their bond, finding solace in each other amid the unrelenting pressures of leadership. Their conversations, once marked by tactical concerns, grow more personal and introspective. They talk about the world they're fighting to preserve and their dreams for a peaceful future, despite the heavy burden they each carry. Soon, troubling reports arrive. Scouts on the far edges of the solar system detect unusual movements, an enormous fleet, larger and more advanced than the one they just repelled, heading toward Earth. It's clear the Council has returned for revenge, this time intent on crushing humanity once and for all. The news sends a wave of dread through the Resistance, and Kalen feels a pang of fear, yet he steels himself. They've fought once and survived, and now, united and fortified, they are ready to face the Council's wrath. As the Council's fleet closes in, Kalen convenes his team for one last strategy session. TVYN, Lyra, and the Resistance leaders review every contingency and offensive strategy, knowing that their lives and the fate of Earth rest on their shoulders. Their plan is complex and risky, involving multiple defensive lines, coordinated strikes, and a series of traps laid out across the planetary system. The day of reckoning arrives. The Council's fleet blots out the stars, a sea of sleek, deadly ships positioned to overwhelm Earth's defenses. The first wave begins, and Earth's defenses launch into action, lighting up the void with beams of concentrated energy and kinetic projectiles. The Council's ships absorb the initial assault, pushing forward with unyielding momentum. Kalen's heart races as he directs his troops from the command center, issuing commands with calm precision despite the chaos. In the midst of the battle, Kalen and Lyra receive a coded message from an unlikely source, an informant within the Council's ranks who identifies herself as Ambassador Naira. Naira claims that not all members of the Galactic Council support the attack on Earth. Some factions believe the war to be unjust and too costly. She offers a last-minute alliance, providing crucial intelligence on the Council's fleet formation and suggesting vulnerabilities in their flagship. Kalen hesitates, wary of a trap, but ultimately decides to trust the ambassador's information, seeing it as a chance to tilt the battle in their favor. Armed with Naira's data, he issues new orders to his fighters, redirecting their firepower to focus on specific weak points. The tactical shift proves effective, and a series of Council ships are disabled, thinning the fleet and forcing them to regroup. However, the Council's Supreme Commander, enraged by the Resistance's resilience, orders an all-out assault, aiming to break Earth's defenses in one devastating blow. The Council's ships form into an aggressive formation, pushing straight toward the heart of the Resistance base. Kalen realizes that the time has come for his most desperate maneuver, an ambush that combines Earth's forces with the Eldrit's most advanced weaponry. In a final act of defiance, Kalen and a team of elite fighters, including TVYN and Lyra, board a shuttle and make a direct approach toward the Council's flagship, using cloaking technology to evade detection. Their mission is simple yet dangerous: disable the flagship's main power core, crippling the Council's command structure and sending the fleet into disarray. Inside the flagship, Kalen's team encounters fierce resistance. Council soldiers engage them in brutal close-quarters combat, and Kalen fights with every ounce of strength he has, pushing past exhaustion and fear. Lyra, by his side, proves invaluable, using her knowledge of Council technology to hack doors, disable traps, and provide guidance through the labyrinthine corridors. Finally, they reach the power core, a massive, pulsating structure at the heart of the ship. But the Supreme Commander awaits them, a towering figure with a cold, calculating gaze. In a tense standoff, Kalen and the Supreme Commander exchange words. The Commander mocks humanity's defiance, scoffing at the idea that a mere human could alter the course of galactic affairs. Undeterred, Kalen responds with calm conviction, affirming humanity's right to freedom and their refusal to be dominated by an oppressive regime. The Commander's scorn turns to rage, and a fierce battle ensues. Kalen and his team struggle against the Commander's superior strength and advanced weaponry, narrowly evading deadly energy blasts and counterattacking with determination. In a moment of tactical brilliance, Kalen manages to disable the Commander's weapon, leaving him vulnerable. With the Commander defeated, Kalen and Lyra quickly set charges around the power core, programming a timed detonation that will disable the flagship's systems. They escape just in time, racing back to their shuttle as the explosions rock the ship. Outside, the flagship's lights flicker and dim, the vessel's engines sputtering as it begins to drift aimlessly. The flagship's disablement sends shockwaves through the Council's fleet, sowing confusion and panic among the remaining ships. Earth's forces seize the opportunity, launching a coordinated counteroffensive that drives the Council's fleet into full retreat. Cheers erupt across the Resistance's channels as the last of the Council's ships disappear from Earth's orbit, leaving behind a battered but victorious planet. Back at the lunar base, Kalen and Lyra are met with applause and gratitude from the Resistance. TVYN, visibly moved, acknowledges Kalen's bravery and humanity's strength, promising a continued alliance between Earth and the Eldrith Confederation. Ambassador Naira, still in hiding from the Council's leadership, contacts Kalen once more, expressing her admiration for his courage and reaffirming her faction's support. As the dust settles, Kalen finds himself reflecting on the journey that brought him here. He's no longer the ordinary man who stumbled upon a galactic conspiracy. He's a leader, a symbol of Earth's resilience, and a beacon of hope for a future of unity and peace. Lyra stands beside him, their partnership deepened by their shared trials and triumphs. In the weeks that follow, Earth and the Eldrith work together to establish a fortified network of alliances across the galaxy, creating a coalition of free worlds determined to resist the Council's tyranny. Kalen's victory has sparked a movement, inspiring other species to stand up for their freedom and join the fight against oppression. In a quiet moment beneath the stars, Kalen gazes up at the sky, feeling the weight of all they have accomplished. He knows the journey is far from over, but for the first time, he feels a profound sense of peace. Earth's future remains uncertain, but humanity has proven its worth, its courage, and its unbreakable spirit. And as long as there are stars in the sky, Kalen knows that humanity will continue to shine, defying the odds and charting its own course in the vastness of the universe.